we're back with some uh, the Sacred Spy Operation Love. Yes, yes, I did read it from below. Don't judge me. London, England, 1140. Operation Lovejoy. Objective: investigate broadcast endpoint. Mission status active. Our trip from Calais to England ran surprisingly smoothly, allowing us to reach London around lunchtime. But unlike Calais, I guess, there's no time for sightseeing. How's the setup looking, Masako? Ugh, where the heck did you even get this outdated tech? One of Lucy's contacts in the area. It's all they had to spare. Masako sighs. I might be able to make this work for the mission. So long as their security system hasn't been updated in like 100 years. If anyone can turn this junk into something useful, it's you. I'm not so sure about that. If Dad were here, I bet he could, but a sudden spark burst from the wiring, causing Masako to jerk her hand away. What follows is a muttering of what it's probably a curse word in Japan. In Japanese, not Japan. Damn. Masako doesn't seem very sure about herself. How can I help Masako? Encouragement. Don't be so down on yourself, Masako. You've gotten us this far. You've got some serious skills. Maybe not as much as you think. Huh? What do you mean? We would have been screwed multiple times over if it weren't for you. You hacked the safe house security, the mansion party system, the ship. You got the mercs off our backs while we were escaping Washington. And you were the one able to track the body cam signal and all the way here. If it weren't for your skills, we'd still be cowering in the dark somewhere. With each mention of her exploits, Masako shrinks away more and more, looking oddly ashamed. You really shouldn't give me credit for all of that, Legacy. Why not? Because half of it was pure luck. And the other half is, well, let's just go down the list. Mansion security, tracking the signal, and diverting the mercenaries. Those were all done with the technology my dad invented. Even the stuff in my van. If I didn't have access to that, who knows what would have happened. That last thing didn't even work. They freaking shot at us. The ship was easy. Anyone with fundamental coding knowledge will have gotten around it. And as for the safe house security system, Masako averts her gaze from mine. I lied. What do you mean you lied? I didn't hack into it at all. I just had the code for it. I said I hacked into the system so I could impress you. Impress me? I'm not even sure how to respond to all that. I'm sorry. Listen, Masako, I don't care about you lying. I'm sure you had your reasons and it's totally okay. Masako shakes her head, seemingly unmoved. It's so stupid. Do you want to know why I lied? It's all because I had this dumb sort of crush on you. What? She's just confessing right now? The confession catches me off guard. She had a crush on me? The word had. My usual first instinct at times like these is to make a joke about my looks or maybe my charm. But for whatever reason, I toss that compulsion aside for now. I sit down next to Masako in the middle of the dirty London alley. Professor Shibuya really is a brilliant man. The agency owes practically everything to him. The kind of expectations he left for his successor has to be huge. You don't know half of it. I'm sure I don't. But you know what I do? No? What I do know, no one started out as an expert, even a prodigy, as much of an advantage as they have. Has to start somewhere. Now I can't say I know what the old man was like back when he started. After all, I wasn't even born yet. Not that I have to say it, just look at me. Masako stares at me blankly. Anyway, I imagine he was a lot like you are now. Masako looks down at the pile of electronics before her and idly picks a wire with one finger. I know you're worried about being as great as your father. Hell, even being half as great. But if you want my opinion, I don't think you have anything to worry about. You're an incredible, intelligent young woman, Masako. And not to jinx anything, but I think you have what it takes to surpass the great professor one day. Masako slowly shifts her gaze toward me, the unmistakably glint of hope sparkling in her eyes. Do you really think so, Legacy? Absolutely. A faint smile crossed her lips, even as hints of her gloom remain. Even as hints of her gloom. Yeah. A faint smile crossed her lips, even as hints of the gloom remains. Thanks. I'm still not sure about all of that, but it does make me feel a little better. I'll take it. Now that Masako feels better. I wonder if now it's a good time to circle back to that crush thing. Let it go. I'll let it slide for now. We've got a job to do after all. But it's definitely something to tease Masako about later. With her worried cooled, for now, I guess. That's how you pronounce it. Masako returns to her task, leaving me to keep watch over her. But before we know it, it's time to begin. Lucy and I are in position. Do you see your way in, Masako? Without our usual high-tech gear available to us, we're forced to use our phones to keep in contact. It's not ideal, but it works. Yeah. One sec. Rebecca? Where's Masako? I forgot how beautiful she is. Anyways, she said she can't hold the phone and work at the same time, so now I have to do the talking. Sorry, Legacy. Does Masako have any tips for getting inside the building? Rebecca glances off screen for a few seconds. She said to go around to the back. There's a chipping entrance that shouldn't be used at this hour. Sounds simple enough. Thanks, you two. Don't screw it up. Thanks. You know, after all of this is over, you might want to consider becoming a motivational speaker. Lucy nudges me. Just as I'm about to put my phone back in my pocket, I stop myself to think. It might be a good idea to keep them on the line in case we need to get in touch with them quickly. Then again, it could give away. What should I do? I don't know if these choices matter. Because there were times I thought they didn't matter, but then I chose something that was wrong and screwed it over. Died. Had to reset. Not really reset from the beginning, but choose again. Keep the call going, Rebecca. But be quiet so you don't blow our cover. Excuse me, rude. That's exactly the kind of thing we don't want to happen. Ugh, whatever. With the call still going, I stick my phone back in my pocket before turning to Lucy. Ready? Lucy nods a single time. Ready. Let's go. Rounding the building, Lucy and I slip into the lot at the back. Aside from a few stacks of pallets and a truck of two. There's nothing around. Looks clear. I see only one camera focused on the main shipping bay. Sounds like the perfect entrance then. I hope so. We hung the wall as we make our way to one of the back doors, making oh my god, making sure to keep an eye out for security. Lucy gives me the door. No. Lucy gives the door a soft tug. Locked. Damn. Do you think you can get it open? What kind of question is that, Lucy? I smoothly slip in front of Lucy and set to work on the door. We have worked together long enough for you to know that a little door like this will be a breeze for me. Just like how I know that you just rolled your eyes at me. I glance back over my shoulder to see Lucy with her head turned away, clearly having been caught in the act. I knew it. Focus, please. I am. I'm just saying we have been at this for a while now. And given the solitary nature of our profession, as partners, we're about as close as anyone in our line of work can be. Personally, I'd like to think that we are pretty close. As much as you try to keep it professional, yes, well, there's always a time and a place for casual interactions. And that's probably not one of them, huh? Lucy stays quiet. Can I tell you something, Lucy? What is a legacy? I want to tell Lucy how I feel about her. Truth be told, goddamn. It'd be an interesting one. Sure. But do I feel like rolling at 2 a.m.? Heck no. So, never mind. You know what? Never mind. It's not important. Lucy eyes me with curiosity and confusion, but seeming to pick up on the vibe, she's quick to let it go. Alright then. It takes only a few minutes of careful finishing to unlock the door. After which I open it carefully and peek inside. We're clear. Ladies first. How gallant. When we enter the small warehouse, it's clear that it's being used by the looks of all the latest equipment. And yet, there doesn't appear to be a single soul around. Still no one. Lucy frowns as we glance around. I wonder why it's so empty. It could be a trap. This just reeks of a trap, doesn't it? It's a definite possibility. There's hardly such a thing as a pleasant coincidence in our field. Better keep an eye out and proceed with caution. Lucy glances around the empty warehouse one more time. I have to admit, I'm not quite sure where to begin searching. By all accounts, this should be an unassuming office building. Hardly a place with an intelligence department. Any suggestions on your end? I don't know. A security office or something? I meant to ask Masako, but thank you for the input. It's a good place to start. Let's go. Wait, oh my god. Did Lucy just agree with Rebecca? This is a miracle. Navigating through the most inconspicuous hallways and rooms we can find, we make our way to the elevator. We hunt the wall before hitting the button. Once it stops on our floor, we wait to see if anyone exits before slipping inside. The security office should be on the 7th floor if the plans are accurate. Floor 7 it is. The elevator doors open slowly as Lucy and I once again conceal ourselves. Round the corner together only to hear the sound of guns clapping. Flanked on each side, we're suddenly surrounded by heavily armed security. Damn it. It was a trap. It was indeed. A well dressed executive type steps out of one of the nearby offices with a smarmy smile on his face. Jordan Anders. This is this isn't a night industries building. What's he doing here? Wait. Why waiting for you, of course? I had an inkling you'd follow the broadcast. And here you are. You. You're the one who's been behind this whole thing, aren't you? Ender shrugs as smug as ever. Guilty. Lucy and I train our guns straight on the executive, prompting the guards around us to move closer. Call off your goons right now, or you're going down with us. Anders calmly shakes his head. I don't think I will. You see, I have already gotten my hands on your partners in crime. What? Masako and Rebecca? That's right. You're currently being held at gunpoint. And if anything were to happen to me, well, let's just say that you'd best not pull the trigger. 4 of your lives in exchange for mine. Is it really worth it? No, but what do you want, my guy? Like, what do you want? And honestly, then you wanna kill us anyway, so... I mean, he might just trick us and then kill us. I like him. Throw him in. Throw him in with Rebecca. We're gonna need to keep an especially close eye on him. Even though I'm blindfolded, I'm pretty sure I know who they're talking about. That'll do. It's not like they'll be in here long anyway. After being blindfolded, Anders had his mercs take us to some unknown facility somewhere in London. At least I think we're still in London. Once the guards are gone, I take a deep breath. We got too confident, and our luck ran out. I shake my head. There's no point in dueling on it. Lucy, Rebecca, I'm here, a few feet away to your left. Rebecca is still unresponsive. I crawl over to Lucy and she quickly helps me to take off my blindfold. Both of us are in ankle shackles. This should be fun. What do I do next? Take stock of the situation, check on Rebecca. I shuffle across the cell to the bed, wanting to check on Rebecca. Are you alright, Rebecca? No response. They must have used a lot of chloroform. She's out cold. Rebecca should wake up in the next few minutes. I sit beside Lucy. If we're going to formulate an escape plan, that's a good time. Agreed, we should. We hear Rebecca groan. What's... She sits up and glances around confused. Reunited at last. Did you miss us? Ugh, no. And she's back. What the heck happened with your mission? Out of nowhere, these bands pulled up and nabbed us right off the streets. Where's Masako? I think they've got her in another cell farther down. They separated us for some reason, maybe because she's not important. God damn, she just... Wow. We hear footsteps approaching us. You three are far more valuable. The abductor hears us, and the spies that kidnapped her. And there's you absolute creep. He ignores Rebecca's shouting instead of locking eyes with me. You should have done as you were told, Kerr. If you just followed my instructions back at the warehouse, we would have avoided all of this trouble. I lost a lot of good men trying to nail you down. Obviously not that good if they couldn't handle me. Ouch, my injury. Anders' girl, no, Anders' arrogant smirk shifts to an irritated scowl. Listen, you. He suddenly takes a step back and clears his throat, shutting his eyes to compose himself. That's perfectly alright. Alright. What matters is that we have got you now. My plan can finally progress after so many setbacks. That plan being, I was hoping you'd ask. As cliche as it might be to explain one's whole plan to their captives, it just seems like so much fun, so why not? Anders grins wickedly, clearly reveling in the moment. Before I go into the details, however, I'd like to show you all something. Anders pulls out a small tablet and begins to play a video. Alexander Knight, Rebecca's father, standing behind a podium. Dad? It has been several days since I first received word of my precious daughter's disappearance. My head of security, Jordan Anders, has assured me that he's doing everything in his power to find her, including the development of his own private security force. I'm confident in his men's abilities, but I have come here today to make an effort of my own. An appeal directly to the kidnappers. I don't know what is it you want or why you have done this, but my daughter means more to me than anything else in this world, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get her back. To that end, that's enough. The rest is a bunch of pitiful begging and weak threats. Barely important, honestly. Glance subtly in Rebecca's direction, only to see the poor girl nearly in tears after the broadcast. Poor Rebecca. But whether he notices or not, Anders continues on. As you can tell, the old man truly loves his dear daughter. And as enchanting as she is, I thought she could be my ticket into Mr. Knight's good graces. Anders casts an even spiteful look to the hearers for the briefest of moments. Sadly, my efforts to court the pretty young thing weren't particularly effective. Of course, we're like, bro, look at you, all you care about is money and power. So I formulated another plan. Having her killed? And their response was a casual shrug. It's not an elegant or ideal idea, but yes, this man is spineless. You see, Alexander Knight keeps a tight grip on his organization. One can only rise so far before hitting the ceiling unless they have an end. And since nepotism was no longer an option, I thought to myself, why not break that iron grip of his? I'll start by having his daughter kidnapped from right under one of his best advisors' noses. The one who just happened to be hosting the party she was attending. And once she's helpless, I'll have her killed and pin the blame on them. Unwell. And there's pause for a moment, glancing at me and Lucy. Wow. Now, this man. You already know that part. From there, oh, I'm tired. It was supposed to be a simple matter of capturing you and then turning you over to the now heartbroken father. He'd be indebted to me for bringing the murderers of Miss Knight to justice. And who knows, perhaps he'd even entrust me to take control of the company while he grieves. Either way, a higher position would be guaranteed. So just because Rebecca wouldn't date you, you devised this whole plan to have her killed? No, you devised this whole plan to have her killed. That's just insane. You have to be insane to think that would work, Anders. Anders scoffs. Oh, please. I have been studying Alexander Knight for quite some time. I know how he picks, and I know just how to get to his heart, or pierce straight through it. Anders inhales deeply before letting it out in one quick breath. As exhilarating as it was to reveal my grand scheme to you all, I have got preparations to make. Don't go anywhere now. You've got a big day tomorrow. Anders let out a cruel Anders lets out a cruel, almost maddening bout of laughter as he makes his way back down the hallway. Yeah, that guy's absolutely unhinged. A true madman. I'll be right back. Alright, I just have quite a nasty knee scrape. Nothing too much. It just hurts a little bit, and in contact it hurts even more. Behind me I hear the soft sound of sniffling. Lucy and I turn to see Rebecca sitting on the bed, her head lowered to hide her tears. Rebecca. She doesn't respond except to turn away from us just a little bit more. No, just a bit more. Lucy frowns a little and steps forward. I'm not really sure what to say, but I hold a hand out in front of Lucy and whisper to her, "Let me handle this." Lucy steps back, responding with a faint nod. If there's a brain choice, I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. I step forward, placing a comforting hand on Rebecca's shoulder. She tries to wipe away all her tears to regain composure. She is so fragile. Seeing her father must have been really difficult for her. And hearing Anders boast about his plan, I can't imagine what she must be going through. How can I help Rebecca? Yup, and here's my cue to go, bro. Yeah. Just one episode today, and well, the one that I promised about yesterday. The game plan was supposed to, well, got too tired yesterday after doing a few rounds. So I went to sleep, but I was supposed to do it in the morning. Had to go somewhere for the whole day. Anyway, see ya. Alright. It is 3 a.m. Yes, but it doesn't matter. Console Rebecca. I fully expect her to shoo me away, but instead, she lifts her head to greet me. Albeit with her shaky demeanor, her cheeks are still streaked with tears. I guess. How are you holding up? Slowly, I sit down next to her. Rebecca's response is soft, her voice cracking and her tone weak. How do you think? We're trapped in this freaking prison, and I'm going to be dead tomorrow. I keep my tone soft, trying my best to sound reassuring. No, you won't. I won't let Anders get away with this. We won't. I glance at Lucy. We'll get out of this, Rebecca. Just like we did all the times before. How can you think that? This is so much worse than any of those other times. Admittedly true, but I hardly want to say that to Rebecca. Listen, I know you're worried about your well being, but Rebecca shakes her head. I'm not just worried about myself, I'm worried about all of us. Surprised, I furrow my brow. You are? She takes a deep, shaky breath before offering any kind of response. I know I have been blaming you this whole time for all of this legacy, but you really were just doing your job. If it weren't for you, it probably would have been someone else. Someone who would have, someone who might not have let me leave the warehouse. Really, it's my fault that all of you are even in this situation. I'm so sorry. She looks up at me, misty eyed. Rebecca, I move a little closer, and I gently grasp her hand. Without hesitation, Rebecca interlaces her fingers with mine. Smiling, I gently squeeze her soft hand. No one's to blame for any of this, except for Anders, of course. It's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done to stop this from happening. But if I married Anders then, to that awful man, never. Even thinking about it makes me. My heart begins to race as anger flows through me. I clear my throat. I won't lie to you. I don't have a plan yet to get us out of here. But I promise that I'll do everything in my power to make sure that you're safe. So long as I'm alive, you will see your dad again. Alright? Rebecca shuts her eyes tightly as she nods, no doubt trying to hold back even more tears. Thank you, Legacy. Of course, Rebecca. Now take a deep breath and calm down. Everything will be okay. She nods again before letting go of my hand. I have every intention of keeping that promise, Rebecca. I just need to figure out how. Hours later, I shuffle idly around the cell, inspecting every inch of it over and over again to no avail. But as futile as it might be, it's something to do. I wish you would stop doing that, Lacey. It's making me anxious. Sorry, Lucy. I have never been one for sitting idle, you know? Oh, I'm aware. Sensing the growing frustration, I moved to sit at Lucy's side. So, what sort of plan have you been formulating? None. Not at all? I'm afraid not. I thought that might be the case, but I was feeling hopeful. I cast a sidelong glance toward Lucy. That look. That's her. My plan is ruined and I have no idea what to do. Look. I hate it when she feels like that. Maybe I can do something to cheer Lucy up. With no words, I simply give Lucy a few firm pats on the back. She slightly tilts her head, almost like she's trying to rest in on my shoulder. No, rested on my shoulder. If nothing else, I'm glad to have you here for what could very well be your demise, Legacy. The feeling is mutual, Lucy. I had an inkling that your face might be the last thing I see. I just kind of thought it'd be because you were the one who murdered me. Lucy chuckles. I have been tempted once or twice. Lucy lets out an audible exhale, then looks at me. I guess it's just the two of us. Rebecca's fast asleep. Good. Rebecca needs to rest. I'm not one for mixing personal and business relationships, as you're well aware. But I'm glad that we got to work together for as long as we did, Legacy. Hearing those words bring a soft smile to my face. I wouldn't go acting like it's over just yet, Lucy. But I'm touched that you finally let the mask slip. She narrows her eyes at me in confusion. Mask? You know what I mean? The mask you wear to pretend you aren't madly in love with me? Lucy lets out an amused cough and playfully hits my chest. Oh, stop it. I would hardly say madly. Wait, what did she say? Did she just admit that she loves me? Hey yo. There was a kiss. Wait. If I knew this sooner, I would have let Rebecca's premature slip by. I would have, 100%. But right now, chances are, I'm not gonna do this one. I did. So, Lucy, you were in no luck. Rebecca came first, so yikes. She must have misspoken. There's no way Lucy would ever actually admit something like that to me, right? Our conversation drifted into silence fairly quickly from there. Until the cell is filled with nothing but dead air. Several hours later, the day is all but gone now, and there's still nothing that could point to our salvation. At this point, it would take a miracle to get us out of here. We probably wouldn't be in here if we'd been more careful infiltrating that building. If I had been more careful. We pretty much knew it was trapped going in. But Lucy put her faith in me and stuck by my side. Well, that's cute. They all did. I take a look around the darkened cell. All I can see is Lucy with her head down, seemingly asleep. This is why I don't like sitting around. All these intrusive thoughts. I need to do something. I make my way to the door and call out Masako's name. Masako, are you in there? Nothing. We haven't heard anything from Masako since we got here. I'm getting really worried. I hope she's alright. I never really thought about it, but the mood is just so much lighter when she's around. That goofy smile from Masako could brighten up any room, even a gloomy prison cell. I wearily rub my face and look around one final time. I need to figure something out soon. If I don't, there'll be blood in the morning. I won't let him kill Rebecca. I did it. I made it. It's 3 a.m. See you guys on the next one. Story is getting on the climax.